Okay, so we are now in exercise number 2. This is probability distribution function for discrete random variable. All right, and I just hope everyone, including the other section, watched the video lesson. We have limited time. Kaya if you do not understand the thing in the video lesson, try to download the video lesson and then watch that part again and again. Or if you really cannot understand, try to use other texts, no? Find a way for you to learn. So let us answer the exercises. Again, this is probability distribution function. In the probability distribution function, um, I can say that to learn this, you must have understood that lesson in Gen Math, what we call the piecewise function. I just hope you are able to take that in general mathematics, no? That topic, piecewise function. Because for a start, we will write the probability distribution as a mass function or a um, piecewise function. Sige, let us begin. And of course, you should have reviewed how to solve for probabilities, no? Okay. During the 2016 presidential elections, a student researcher was assigned to interview the oldest male and female residents in various households. Each was asked whether he or she voted for Rodrigo Duterte. If the male said no and the female said yes, the researcher registered and why. So what we're doing here is to plot or to construct the probability distribution. Before we can write the probability distribution, we need to follow these steps in number 1. First step is to write the sample space of the events in the problem. And in our problem, it is the responses, no, of the interviewees of one household. So the answer can only be yes or no. No? So for letter A, let Y be the yes responses and no and N be the no responses. Then the sample space where the interview of one household can be viewed would be YY if both the male and the female said yes, YN if the male said yes and the female said no, NY if the male said no and the female said yes, NN if both the female and the male interviewee said no. Apat yung laman yan. Okay? Or you can do it the other way around. NN, NY, YN, YY. Who was able to do this? Letter A. By just following the video lesson. Sino nakagawa nito? Are you checking your exercises, everyone? Tingnan nga natin kung sino nagpasa sa section B, nag-upload. Let us visit your uh, Google Classroom, no? Exercise number 8. 19 turned in. Tingnan natin tong kay... Teka lang. Share natin yung screen ko para makita ninyo yung nag-turn in bago natin ituloy yung pagsagot. Anyway, 5 problems lang naman yan. Yan, 19 turned in. Tapos, Baron or Sheila Marie. Tingnan natin kung tama ang kanyang sagot. Tama naman yung kanyang sagot sa letter A. O, ba't hindi sumasagot? Nandito ba siya? Baron? Wala. Oh, tama yung sagot. That's good. That's a good thing. Pag random ko, may tamang sagot. Ha? Okay. Check your work. So the sample space where the interview may be viewed is YY, YN, and YNN. Next, consider the random variable for the number of yes responses for the two voters. What are the possible values? So the next thing to do before you can write the probability distribution is to identify the possible values for your random variable. The random variable, according to the video lesson, is assigned by the researcher, in your case, by the teacher, by the problem. No? And it says here that the random variable will be the yes responses. So, let x be the random variable. Let x be the random variable for yes responses. Ganyan, ano? Susulat ninyong ganyan. So, what are the possible values of the random variable? 0 if both respondents says no, or if both respondents say no. 1 if only one of the respondents said no, said yes. 2 if both respondents said yes. Ito lang yung possible values of the random variable. Check your work. That is the answer to letter B. Now, you will observe that in the other items, hindi na natin sinulat yung A, B, at C. Ito lang kasi yung ways. Inisa-isa natin sa number 1 so that you will be guided accordingly. Next is to construct the probability distribution function for the number of yes responses. Okay, are you listening? Are you looking at the screen, everyone? Hello.
Yes po.
Okay. So how do we write the probabilities? P of x is the probability for the random variable. Kaya sabi ko kanina, you should have learned how to write the piecewise function kasi marami yung probabilities na yan. What is P of x? If x equals 0, iisa-isahin ninyo yung probability ng bawat value ni random variable. If x is equals 0, if x equals 1, and if x equals 2. If x equals 0, that is no. Ito yan. Saan natin nakuha yung x equals 0? Dito natin nakuha yung x equals 0 sa no response. Dito. Ilan yan? This is 1 out of 4 in the sample space. So the probability when x equals 0 is 1 over 4. What if x equals 1? Ito yon. Yung merong isang yes, dalawa yan, dalawa. Y, N, saka NY. Therefore, if x equals 1, the probability of x or P of x is 2 over 4. Or you can simplify this into 1/2. Pero mas maganda, wag nyo na lang i-simplify 2 over 4 kapag sinusulat para later on you will see. Next, if x equals 2, that is when both respondents said yes. And that is only 1 out of 4. 1 over 4 is the probability. Now, bakit hindi na natin isi-simplify yung 2 over 4? So that when you add the probabilities, kapag in-add ninyo yung probabilities, dapat Ang sagot ay 1. 1/4 plus 2/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4. Pag hindi yan nag-equal sa 1, then something must be wrong in your writing of the probability distribution. So this is already the complete answer to number 1 of the exercise. Check your work, everyone. Tingnan natin ulit na. Number 1, letter A, sample space. Yes, 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 no, no, yes, no, no. Letter B, values of the random variable 0, 1, 2. And letter C, the probabilities of each of the values of the random variable. Okay? Next tayo. Number 2. Do you have any question, class, about question number 1? Okay, wala naman. Number 2. So you will see in number 2, wala na yung A, B, and C, no? Kasi dapat yun na yung gagawin ninyo talaga. Yung A, B, and C. Okay. In grade 11 ABM-A, a class with 50 students, 35 students passed in all subjects, 5 failed in one subject, 6 failed in 2 subjects, and 4 failed in 3 subjects. Construct the probability distribution function of the variable for the number of subjects A, the student in grade 11 ABM-A class has failed in. Okay? So if you write this as the sample space, una na, then you can get the possible values for the random variable. Ulit, ganun ulit. Let x be the random variable for what? Ano yung hinahanap natin dito? Construct the probability distribution of the function for the number of subjects. No? So let x be the random variable for the number of subjects a student failed in. That's it. Now, what is the sample space? Or what are the possible values of the random variable? Isa-isahin natin. 35 students pass in all subjects. Ibig sabihin, kung pasado sa lahat ng subject, 0 ang failed. 5 failed in one subject, then 1 is a possible value. 6 failed in 2 subjects, again, 2 is a possible value for the random variable. And 4 failed in 3 subjects. 3 is a possible value for the random variable. Do you have any question here, class? Okay, let's continue. Now, what is the probability distribution function for this random variable? If x equals 0, apat yan, no? If x equals 0, if x equals 1, if x equals 2, and if x equals 3. If x equals 0, what is the total number of students? There are 50 students here. So dapat, when you write the probability, it must be over 50. Okay? The probability, that means if you randomly pick a student from that 50 students, the probability that he or she failed in 0 subject or that he passed in all subject is 35 over 50. Did you get that? Hello? Do you have any question? Naintindihan ba?
Yes
Pagbuo
po,
ng
sir.
probability.
Yes po.
Next tayo. If x equals 1, that one student or that one subject is failed by a student, 5 sila. So that is 5 over 50. 2, 6 sila. 6 over 50. And then 3, apat. 4/50. No need to simplify the fraction kasi mag-iiba-iba yung denominator niyan. Pag sinimplify mo ng yung 35/50, magiging 7/10 yan. While yung 4/50, magiging 2/25 yan. Kapag inad mo, mahirap na. This time that all the denominators are 50, pag inad mo yan, 35 plus 5, 40 plus 6, 46 plus 4, 50/50. The sum is 1. Tama yung gawa mo. Kapag hindi nag-equal yan sa 1, mali. Merong kulang or merong hindi na isama dyan. Ha? This is the complete answer to number 2. Everyone, please check your work. Do you have any question? Kung meron kayong nalilito at hindi maintindihan, itanong nyo na ngayon. No? Okay, next. Number 3. Ito ulit. Nakalagay ulit yung A, B, and C. Enrolling two fair dice, construct the sample space. Napakadami nito, na? Ano yung sample space? Sulat natin, ha? Mag-insert ako ng table. Letter A tayo. You know that in a pair dice, pwedeng, yung isa, no? Pwedeng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yung isa din, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Tama? Now, when you roll them simultaneously, then it could be a combination of the number of spots. No? So, yung nagtatanong kung ano yung spots, di ba yung dice, yung itsura nun, ganon. Maliit na cube yun, di ba? Tapos, 1 spot, 2 spots, 3 spots, and then 4, 5, 6. Sino pa hindi nakakaintindi ng spots dun sa dice? Hello. Wala na, lahat na naintindihan yung dice, yan yung spots. Now, dahil dalawa yon, it could be a combination of the number of spots that turn up. So, ano yung mga possible? Ayan, kapag yan, edi 1, 1, na? Nakuha? Sunod, 1, 2, sunod, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, and then 1, 6. Tama? Next, sunod-sunod na yan. Kapag 2 naman yung una, edi 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, at saka 2, 6. Kapag 3 yung unang dice, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, and so on. Kumpletuhin na natin para hindi na malito pa yung iba. Isang line na lang. So, I just hope everybody was able to do this. So, this is the answer to letter A, no? The sample space. You can write this nang nakaganon, no? Yung isa-isa, no? Tinable ko lang para madali isulat. Pag sample space, it must be written as a set. The curly bracket open and close. Okay? Next, letter B. Assign a possible value for the random variable. What are you going What are you going to assign? Look at letter C. Construct the probability distribution function for the sum of spots. So, ito yung random variable natin. Okay? So, letter B, let x be the random variable. Dapat pala tinype ko na lang. Let x be the random variable for the sum of spots. Sum of spots, yung pag inad mo yung mga black spots na nasa ibabaw ng dice kapag ni-roll simultaneously. No? So, ano yung pinakamababang sum? Nandun sa 1-1. O, ayan yun. Pinakamababa is 2. Pinakamataas is when both dice land with 6 spots on top. 12 yung pinakamataas. So, 2, 3, 4, pwedeng 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It cannot be 1. Hindi pwedeng 1. Kasi parehong may 1 yon. So, pinakamababa 2. Hindi pwedeng 13 or any number higher than 13. Because hanggang 6 lang yung dice. Wala namang 7 doon. Imposible mag-13. Nakuha nyo to? Number 2? Number 3 na pala tayo. Question? Hello?
None, sir.
Okay. Now, the probability distribution function. Di lahat yan, no? Kukunin mo yan. Now, kanina, isinusulat natin lahat. If x equals 0, 1, 2, 3. If x equals 0, 1, or 2. Kasi konti lang naman. Actually, in number 1, this can be written in a simpler way. If you write this p of x, dalawa lang. 1/4 if x equals 0 or 2. Pwede naman yan. 2/4 if x equals 1. O, nandun din yung 0, 1, 2. Kasi magkapareho naman yung probability when x equals 0 at saka when x equals 2. This is the time that it is more useful to do that kasi ang dami nito. No? Tignan ninyo p of x. Magkapareho yung probability when the sum is 2, 1, 1, kasi isa lang yan out of ilan total nito? 6 times 6, 36 yan, di ba? 36 lahat yan, no? 6 times 6. So, pag kumuha tayo ng probability dito, over 36. Now, pareho lang yung dami ng kapag ang sum ay 2 at saka kapag ang sum ay 12. 6 plus 6, saka 1 plus 1. So, ibig sabihin, that is 1 over 36 if x equals 2 or 12. Were you able to follow? Dalawang 1 over 36 na yan. Total pareho lang naman eh. Isang beses na lang isusulat. Ganon din yung dami kapag sum is 3. Look at that. Kapag ang sum is 3, dalawa yan. 2 plus 1, saka 1 plus 2. So that is 2 out of 36. Pareho lang yan ng 11. 6 plus 5 at saka 5 plus 6. So pareho lang ng 3 at 11. That is 2. Dalawa sila, no? 2 over 36. If x equals 3 or 11. Ganun din kapag ka 4. Tingnan niyo kapag 4. Tatlo yon. 3 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 1 plus 3. So kapag x is equal to 4, 3 out of 36. Na? Ganun din kapag ka 10. Tingnan niyo yung 10. 6 plus 4, 5 plus 5, at saka 4 plus 6. So that is when x equals 4 or 10. Ganun din yung 5 and 9. Tignan natin yung 5 and 9. 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, at saka 1, 4. Apat. So 4 over 36 kapag x equals 5 or 9. Ganun din kapag 6 and 8. 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5. Ilan yon? No? Kapag 6, ilan yon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 over 36 kapag x equals 6 or 8. And then last, kapag 7. 6 naman yon. 6, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6. 6 over 36. Huwag nyo na i-simplify ha. Yung mga probabilities natin dyan. 6 over 36 if x equals 7. This is the complete answer to number 3. This is the probability distribution function. Check your work, class. Give me 1 minute. Mag-CCR lang ako. Okay, let us continue. Do you have any questions so far? 11B. Hello? Yes, Miss Shamay. What is your question?
Kapag po ba nakasimplify po yung sagot namin, automatic po mali na po?
No. Okay lang yon. The purpose kung bakit sinasabi ko na wag i-simplify, kasi di ba, we have a way of checking, katulad nito, 35 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4, 50 over 50. Now, if you're sure with your answer, tapos sinimplify mo to, ginawa mo yung 2 over 36 as 1 over 18, 6 over 36 as 1 over 6, that is not wrong. That is correct. Basta, tama pa rin siya, no? Not simplifying is for the purpose of on yourselves sa inyo mismo na check ninyo kung tama yung sagot ninyo. Okay?
Hindi po, thank you po.
Any other question, class, before we proceed to number 4? Wala. Okay, let's answer number 4. Construct the probability distribution function for having a male child in a family with 3 children. If you were following our video lessons, no, hindi dapat ito foreign sa inyo, no? Hindi dapat ito naiiba sa inyo yung family with 3 children. This was discussed, the sample space for this. No? Letter A tayo, sample space. Diniscuss yan. Actually, i-rewrite nyo na lang dito. You know that in a family with 3 children, we're talking about the biological classification of a person. And dalawa yung ginagamit natin, ha? O, hindi kasama dito yung no, hindi natin dinidiscriminate yung other gender. Pero pinag-uusapan lang natin dito sa statistics, kapag ganito yung pinag-uusapan natin, is the biological uh, gender, no? Either male or female. Dahil ito ay children, boy or girl. Nothing in between, excuse me po, dun sa mga magpupumilit na isama yung iba. Ha? Nothing in between. So, ang sample space natin would be if the three children were boys. Ano kasunod? Yung kung nauuna yung eldest and then nasa dulo yung youngest, then youngest is a girl, middle child is a girl, eldest is a girl. Ayan yan, ha? Excuse me. And another thing, there are two girls, na? Boy in between, boy is the youngest. Or, all the three children are girls. Ito yung ating sample space. There are 8 elements in the sample space. Were you able to recall this? Nandun to sa ating video lesson na mga nauna pa. Okay? So, letter B. Ano hinahanap natin? Having a male child. Ayun yung mga keyword kung paano ninyo i-identify yung inyong random variable. So, letter B, let X be the random variable for the number of male child. Kung ilan yung lalaki. Yun ang random variable mo dyan. Be able to extract na, from the problem. Ha? So, ano yung mga possible values ng male child? Ano yung ating possible values for the random variable? It can be 0 when all children are girls. It can be 1, isa lang ang boy, isa lang ang male child. It can be 2, or it can be 3 when all the children in a family with 3 children are boys. 0, 1, 2, 3. Hindi pwede maging 4. Hindi naman anak yung tatay. Na? Okay. Next. Letter C. We are now to construct the probability distribution. I hope you're getting the concept, getting the idea. Na? For the probability distribution, ginagamit natin pareho ito para maintindihan ninyo. No? Ginagamit natin pareho yan. So, the probability will be, look, ulit, magkapareho. Kapag 0, G, G, G. Kapag 3, B, B, B. Pareho lang silang isa. Pareho sila ng probability na 1 over 8. Na? If X equals 0 or 3. Kaya pwede nang isulat ng isa na lang yan. Na? Ganun din, yung 1 at 2. If X equals 1, ayun yun na. Tatlo. 3 out of 8. Also, if X equals 2, ayun din yan na. 3 out of 8. So, 3/8 if X equals 1 or 2. Yan na yan. Kompleto na yan. Tagdalawa na. Imbis na 4 ang isusulat ninyong probability, edi dalawa na lang. Anyway, pareho naman yung probability when X is 0 at saka when X is 3. The same thing with when X is 1 and when X is 2. How about the checking? Pag inad ninyo, dalawang 1/8, dalawang 3/8. O di ilan yun? 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8. 8 over 8. Dapat laging ang sum ng probabilities ay 1. Alright? This is the last question. Siguro we will end early kasi I have meeting at 10. Ayoko namang ako yung huling-huling papasok sa meeting. Kasama yata dun si superintendent. No? Number 5. Wala bang question? magtanong naman kayo. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na kailangan natin mag-end ng mas maaga. Hindi na kayo magtatanong. Okay. Number 5. A motorcycle shop along 10th Avenue employs 10 people whose monthly salaries in 1,000 pesos are as follows. Let X be the monthly salary for employee. So, ito na yung mismong sample space sa letter A, na? Find the probability distribution function for X. Ano nga yung X? Monthly salary for employees. Ito na rin yan. Okay? So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga pare-pareho. Merong mga 12.5 na. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat sila. Tama? So, P of X is equal to 4 over 10. If your answer is 2/5, then that is correct. No? If X is equal to 12.5. Nakuha? Ano susunod sa 12.5? 13.5. 1 over 10 if X equals 13.5. Ano susunod sa 13.5? 14. Ilan yon? 1, 2. Dalawa lang? Dalawa lang. 2 over 10 if X equals 14. Next. 15.5. Dalawa lang din. E di sama na natin dyan. If X equals 15.5. Ha? 20. Isa lang. E di 1 over 10 din yan. 13.5 or 20. 4 over 10, 1 over 10, 2 over 10. Do you have any question to number 5, class? Hello?
None po.
If none, then check your work. Alright. Let me remind everyone, no, that if I have time, I am checking part by part yung inyong Google Classroom. I don't want to have that experience in the last semester na nag-check ako and then ang daming habol. No? So, tapos, ang nangyayari pa, yung mga humahabol, gusto nila, mag-gradean agad. And it's true for other subjects. Please, be diligent and do your works at an earlier time or at least beating the deadline, no? Beating the due date. Kahit na tinatanggap natin yung mga late, nakakatulong din kayo sa teacher kapag binibit ninyo yung due date kasi tuloy-tuloy lang yung pagche-check. Every time magche-check ako, bubuksan ko simula sa grade 12 pre-calculus and then statistics and then UCSP. Tinitignan ko yung mga nagte-turn in. Lalo yung ating math calendar, intindihin ninyo yung pagsusolve, laging related yun sa lesson natin. From number 7 until the last math calendar, magiging related yon sa ating lesson. Now, nakapag-exercise number 2 na tayo. Next week, in your Google Classroom, there will be part there na meron tayong short quiz. 10 questions lang naman. 10 questions lang naman. Right away, makukuha na ninyo yung score ninyo doon, I guess. Kasi doon ko na rin mismo gagawin sa Google Classroom. 10 questions ang ating short quiz next week. Based on lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. And this is true for all sections from A to D. Yung math calendar, sagutan nyo pa rin. And what else? Ano pa ba? During class observation, be prepared. I might call some of you to recite. 11B. I might call some of you to recite. We will be observed by the principal, Mr. Arsigal, and a PSDS from the division office. So, yun lang. May meeting ako at 10 a.m. Kung wala ng question, then Thank you for attending the online class. God bless all of you. Dismiss na tayo. Goodbye.
Thank you po,
Thank you
sir.
po.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you. Love you.